It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he hath borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope. He giveth his cheek to him that smiteth him. He is filled full with reproach. Again, we have Jeremiah surveying the desolations of Jerusalem as he walks about the city that was once the joy of the whole earth, that was his hometown, well, not his hometown, but it was the capital city of the nation of Judea, the place where the temple was held, the place where God's presence was found. Lord Jehovah dwelt in the temple that is now a rubble heap, an ash heap. And now as he recalls what's going on with sadness and with great grief, he contemplates and he says, it's best that a man bears this when he is young. And that is an eternal truth, that a man bear the hard times, bear a struggle when he is young, bear that yoke when he's young, that he learns how to handle troubles and everything. And in this context, he would still have the opportunity to come back to Jerusalem after the 70 years of captivity would be up. But I think there's a deeper lesson here. We see Jeremiah talking about a man in total isolation. He's sitting alone, bearing the yoke of slavery and bondage. And notice it says he puts his mouth in the dust. What is that talking about? That's talking about the total submission that captives would give to their overlords. There is inscriptions and pictures of even like King Jehu before the Syrian king Tiglath-Pileser, where his face is totally in the dust, showing total submission to this foreign ruler. He's totally humiliated here. Notice this, he gives his cheek to him that smites him. This is an early foreshadowing of Jesus' teaching about turning the other cheek. And in fact, we have a type of Christ here. It's not a prophecy of Christ, don't get me wrong, but we have shadows and pictures and what you call types of Christ throughout the Old Testament. And here we have someone who is obediently bearing the burden of the sins that have come upon the nation. And many of the youth suffered for sins of their fathers and their grandfathers and of the nation that they were not necessarily guilty of, but they suffered, the innocent for the guilty. And that was a foreshadowing of Jesus. Jesus also gave his cheek to the smiters and was persecuted by people who were brutally mistreating him on behalf of our sins. So in this picture of utter degradation and humiliation of the children of Jerusalem, we've got a picture of Christ who was bruised for our iniquity.